All right, boys and girls, we are going to talk about point of view in reading. So point of view is who is telling the story. The author that's telling the story, the narrator, the character in the story, that's what point of view. So from whose point of view is the story being told? We have first person and third person. So we have two types of point of view. First person point of view is a story is told by the character. So first person means you're actually in the story. So they're going to use the pronouns I, we, me, or my. That is first person. Some examples of first person that we have read is In My Mama's Kitchen. So since they use the pronoun my, that means the character that's in the story is actually telling the story. I can open it quickly to any page and look, I see the word I. So when Great Aunt Caroline came to spend her 95th birthday with us, so this is a character in the story telling it, Daddy was glad. I wasn't. So the I and us, so if the character is actually in the story, or you see I or us or we or my, that is first person. They are the person in the story. Another example of first person point of view is Enemy Pie. So Enemy Pie, if you don't remember, was that his enemy moved into the neighborhood, Jeremy Ross. So when you first open this and you start reading, it should have been a perfect summer. My dad helped me build a treehouse in our backyard. My sister was at camp for 3 whole weeks, and I was on the best baseball team in town. Should have been a perfect summer, but it wasn't. So since they said my and I, that means the character who is telling this story is in the story. So that, readers, is first person point of view, when it is the story is told by the character in the story. Now, we're going to move and talk about third person. Third person is when the narrator is not a part of the story. For example, pronouns that you might see in there is he or she or they. This is not going to have I at all. So third person is someone else is telling a story. So for example, Bad Case of Stripes. When I open this, it starts out with Camilla Cream loved lima beans, but she never ate them. So the author, the narrator, the person who's telling the story is not in the story. They're telling about Camilla Cream, and she never ate lima beans. So in a third person, you're going to see the name being used, you're going to see she being used, you're not going to see the word I. So remember, third person. Now, another book that we have read, let me grab it real quick, is A Friend for Lakota. So A Friend for Lakota was about the true story of a wolf who brayed bully. And so this story was told not by wolves, this was told by someone else. So they're talking about Lakota and Comotes, their coats. So again, someone outside the story is telling the story. So when you're thinking about point of view, there are two types of point of view that we're going to focus on. First person, the person in the story is telling the story. You're going to look for signal words as I, we, me, and my. Third person is the narrator that's not part of the story. You're going to look for he, she, and they.